Most men don't actually want to become better. They just want to feel better. That's why they chase validation, status, distraction, anything but the truth. Real growth demands destruction. You have to let the false versions of you die. The performer, the pleaser, the pretender. That death is painful, but it's necessary. Steadiness is unfamiliar to people who are still addicted to the highs and lows of emotional instability. The constant chaos has become their comfort, and so your calm becomes a threat. But you must not shrink to fit into their confusion. You must not dilute your essence to be palatable. You must not soften your clarity just to seem agreeable. You must not hide your intelligence to make others feel less insecure. The world does not need more camouflage, it needs anchors. Your role is not to blend in. Your role is not to be another echo in a room full of noise. Your role is to remain anchored in truth, even when that truth isolates you. And yes, sometimes truth walks alone. Kierkegaard lived in that solitude. He was mocked, ridiculed, misunderstood. He carried burdens too heavy to explain, truths too deep for shallow ears. He walked away from the love of his life, not because he was numb, but because he felt too deeply. Because he knew that his mission, his calling, his truth, could not coexist with the roles others wanted him to perform. And that is your challenge now. Will you keep playing characters in other people's scripts for the sake of temporary comfort? Or will you finally step into the man you were born to become, even if it means being feared, misunderstood, or alone? The intelligent man does not seek to be liked. He seeks to be aligned with what is real, with what is eternal. And when you become truly aligned, the right people will find you. Not because you entertain them, not because you impress them, but because your silence awakens something ancient inside them, something they forgot they possessed. So stop over-explaining. Stop apologizing for your stillness. Stop doubting the clarity of your vision. You are not too much. You are simply too real for a world built on performance. And the more real you become, the lonelier it may feel, but the more powerful you will be. Because that power will not come from status or wealth or charisma. It will come from your unwillingness to abandon yourself. You've come this far. Don't stop now. Because what lies beyond this moment, the path paved with solitude, discipline, and self-mastery, is not just strength. It's freedom. Kierkegaard understood something few ever will, that the price of true freedom is everything that once made you feel accepted. He wrote, "Anxiety is the dizziness of freedom." Because when a man stops outsourcing his identity, when he no longer asks the world for permission to be who he is, he confronts the terrifying realization that there is no blueprint, no applause, no roadmap. There is only himself, God, and the vast silence between them. And that is why intelligent men scare the world. Because they walk into that silence with open eyes. They don't numb themselves with distractions. They don't fill every hour with busyness to avoid facing themselves. They sit with the discomfort. They feel the questions that most men never dare to ask. Who am I without achievement? Without applause? Without someone leaning on me for emotional stability? Most men flee from those questions. But the intelligent man, he builds a home in them. And when he meets a woman, he doesn't seek to possess her. He doesn't try to fix her or impress her. He doesn't cling or conquer. He simply sees her. And that kind of seeing is rare. It cuts through vanity, through ego, through performance. It demands a presence most people are afraid to offer. It demands a truth most never learn to carry. Truth is fire. It doesn't flatter. It doesn't negotiate. It simply is. And the intelligent man, when grounded in truth, becomes a force that cannot be moved by seduction or shattered by rejection. He is not cold. He is not cruel. He is simply whole. So you wonder why you're misunderstood? Why you're misread or even villainized? It's because you stop chasing shadows. And once you do that, those who still live in illusion begin to feel exposed. Your very presence becomes an unspoken judgment. Your silence becomes a confrontation. Your standards offend, simply because they exist. But your job is not to please. Your job is not to flatter egos. Your job is to reflect what is real, first within yourself and then in the world around you. Kierkegaard spoke of the knight of faith, a man who lives inwardly before he ever lives outwardly. A man who is not guided by logic alone or emotion alone, but by a calling too sacred for the crowd to comprehend. He walks quietly through the world, unnoticed by most. He doesn't shout. He doesn't decorate himself with titles. He may not even look successful by the world's standards. But within him burns a light that cannot be dimmed by trend, by rejection, or by loneliness. And that is the man you are becoming. Not a man defined by reactions or expectations, but a man forged in clarity. A man who has chosen to become rather than to perform. Let's be honest, this path is not easy. You will lose people. You will question everything. You will endure long nights where the silence is louder than any crowd. You will walk away from connections that once felt like home only to realize they were built on illusions. But you will also find something else. A quiet, unfamiliar peace. A stillness that doesn't come from applause but from integrity. From knowing you are no longer betraying yourself. That peace, that alignment, that rooted clarity, is worth everything you have lost. No, you are not too quiet. You are not too deep. You are not too intense. You are not too much. You are becoming whole. And in a world built on fragments and masks, wholeness is terrifying. It cannot be controlled. It cannot be seduced. It cannot be ignored. You are not broken. You are becoming. Becoming what? A man who cannot be moved by lies, not even the ones he used to believe. A man who is no longer seeking to be accepted but to be true. Kierkegaard believed that every man is called to become more, not more in status or fame but more in truth. He said, "What I really lack is to be clear in my mind what I am to do, not what I must know." That is the essence of your transformation. It's not about gathering more knowledge. It's about embodying more truth. You felt the weight of this path, the ache of solitude, the sting of being the only one who sees clearly, the exhaustion of standing firm when everyone else is drifting. Let me tell you something most people won't. That pain you feel is sacred. That loneliness is not your enemy, it's your training ground. Because once you've learned to walk alone, to sit in silence, to observe without reacting, to love without losing yourself, then you become untouchable. The man who walks this path is no longer afraid of rejection because he has chosen himself. That choice changes everything, how you love, how you work, how you exist. You stop searching for someone to fill your emptiness and begin seeking those who respect your fullness. This alignment makes you rare. Not because you are better, but because you've dared to face your own unbearable potential. Most shrink from it. You pursued it. And now here you are. Not perfect, not finished, but free. You've learned to walk away from what insults your soul. You've learned that no is not cruelty, it's protection. You've learned that peace is not found in being surrounded, it's found in not betraying yourself. And you've learned that love is not about flattery, it's about recognition. And maybe she'll come. Maybe she won't. But either way you will walk your path with dignity. Well, either way. Kierkegaard's pain became scripture. His loneliness became fire. And his words became a map for men like you, men who feel too deeply, think too sharply, and refuse to perform. So if you're misunderstood, good. If you're feared, good. If you're called distant or cold, good. It means you've stopped being digestible. It means you've started to matter. Because the world does not need more nice guys, more performers, more puppets. It needs men who walk with silence, who love without losing themselves, who stay grounded in truth, even when it costs them everything. If you are that man, or becoming him, then know this. You will not be for everyone. But you will be unforgettable to the few who truly see you. You will not be adored by the many. But you will be respected by the rare. And most importantly, you will respect yourself. In the quiet moments, in the hard choices, in the long nights where you choose truth over approval and peace over performance. If this message echoed in your soul, don't let it stop here. Pass it on. Let it be a lighthouse for those still lost in the fog. And remember, you are not broken. You are becoming. And that, more than anything else, is the reason you cannot be ignored.